How to harness your power as an introvert, shy, or insecure woman. So what you are looking for is already within you. You already have that innately. It's just that you aren't utilizing it every day. All right? Hey, it's Jasmine here. So I help women be confident, be brave, be joyful because you belong. So I really love this quote. Nothing can dim a light that shines from within. So I want to help you harness and bring that power and energy to life. You want to know how you already have it? Have you been on a job interview? Did you get the job? Yes. And that was because you've been affirmed in this set of skills, so you were able to let that light shine in front of the interviewer. So we're going to go over a few tips on doing that in your day-to-day aspects of life to really strengthen your power in how you see yourself, your own identity, self-identity. Okay? Point one is a reference list. I want you to sit down and write a list of all of the things you love about yourself. The list is not too long, it's not too short, just wherever you truly love yourself already. And while you're at it, go ahead and write down all of your gifts, all the gifts that God has given you too. And yes, I know you have probably already done this, but just to reiterate, it doesn't take away from it. Actually helps you to get closer to where you're already going, because we can have that critical faculty where we're not able to hear the lesson that someone's trying to teach us when, that block pops up. So go ahead and start somewhere where maybe you are comfortable because you've already done this, okay? All right, so what we are training our brain to do with that is to refer to the things that we love and like about ourselves, especially to counter some of the negative thoughts that may pop up. We're able to quickly get back to a place where we have a secure baseline in the belief that we have about ourselves. Okay, the next is protection identity work every day. Yes, you need to start your day off where your energy is protected. That is also affirming where you already are. So I would have a theme song every year. So one year was I'm about set. I'm the first girl to scream on the track. I switched up the beat of the drum. That's right, okay? Like you need something that's your anthem. My other one was Kanye West, Can't Tell Me Nothing. That's a good one. Oh, and right now, so many people play that On My Mama, On My Hood. Yes, that song. It does something to me on days where I'm feeling a little overwhelmed with things going on, and I go back to those songs that make me feel good. Yes. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a song. I'm just going there because, they work. Okay. Another really good one to do if you like to go on your hot girl walks and you're affirming your beliefs in yourself, because I like to listen to my sermons in the morning. Do that. That works. And you can even take it a step further and go ahead and write out your favorite affirmations and record yourself saying them in an upbeat energy, and then play them back for yourself, because one, you're uplifted, and then two, or it's helping you get uplifted, and then two, it's already in your internal voice. So it's really like Inception, like you're really getting down into the subconscious. Okay, and the subconscious job is to protect us, so we wanted to feel like, hey, I am protecting you because I'm reminding you that you are powerful, you are beautiful, you are confident, you are secure, you are brave, you can do this, okay? I am fearfully and wonderfully made, okay? God took his time on me. Yes, he did. Yes, so make sure you're doing your identity protection work every day. Have 3 conversation points. Ooh, this is so good, because look, I am a recovering, shy person, and if I would get into a conversation, I was always banking on that moment where it got awkward to run from the conversation. So I knew that I would be saved at that moment, so I was always waiting on it. And that moment that people are like, and they're getting ready to say their next like topic, child, I had already then walked away and be on the other side of the room. I was gone. Okay, could not wait. So by having those 3 points to bring to the conversation, it helps you when you're in one-on-one conversation, or if you're in a group, because you have something to contribute. You're not hiding, you're able to be seen, and you have that safety net that not only takes the pressure off of you, but it takes the pressure off the other people who are in the conversation too, who genuinely may want to get to know some of the interests that you have, because we all like very different things, and by having that commonality, then that's when you get to the ideal type of conversation where it's pace, follow, where the conversation is so good, it's just doing like this. And then you're like, man, we talked about this, and you just can't even remember all the things you talked about because they were so good. Yes, that is because you're both pacing the conversation, where you're chiming in on different points, but then you're following when they change the subject or you bring in a new point, and then you go down that route. So you're both, or the group of you guys, are all in the conversation together, and it's flowing, and it's just so good. Okay? Okay? I like to say okay. Don't let me be in a text message thread with you, because I'm going to start with okay, I'm going to start with wow, I'm going to start with yeah. Okay. See, point exactly. You got to do the shame work. Shame loves to be a block that limits like your vision, because you can't see the other opportunities or things around you, because the shame wants you to play small and be in this box. So follow along with me here. Think of a time where maybe you've done something that you weren't proud of, but then you went to God in prayer, you asked for forgiveness about it, and you forgave yourself, and then boom, shame wanted to throw it back in your face. And then you know what? You were able to dead it right there because you had already made peace with it. So in order for you to get to a place of self-acceptance, you have got to get started with your self-forgiveness. That way you can continue on and go past those, those limits when you kind of feel down on yourself about whatever, you didn't say the right thing in the conversation. It's like that commercial when it's like you're getting ready to go on a flight and you're like, you too. You don't mean to say that, but then if you get stuck in that place where it's like, why did I say that? Why did I say that? Why did I say that? Then you get stuck in your head, and then you can't even be in the moment in the conversation because you're all the way with you in a conversation with shame. How is that helpful? How does that propel you in the goals that you're trying to get to? How does that let people see the beautiful inner energy and light that you have when you let shame come and dim it? I am also really guilty of this point. Over relying on your listening skills. People come to you because you're a great listener, but who listens to you? Who knows your thoughts? Who knows your feelings? Who knows how to comfort you? If you are over leaning into that listening space, then some of those people may not even have the capacity to listen to you when you are sharing something, because they're not used to it. They may change the subject and bring everything back to themselves. I'm encouraging you to share and be vulnerable. And then also sometimes, as a woman who may lean more on the introvert, shy, insecure side, you may be also relying on your beauty too, where you're just like, oh, I'm cute, people can see me, that's good enough, I want to be seen and not heard, and yeah, I'm comfortable I just want to be the listener and be pretty. But what happens when you need more from a relationship, from your friendships, from your family, from the job that you want to get out of a listening role and into a role where you're in the front, in the camera, you are the main character, you are who and what people are falling in love with? So I encourage you to stand 10 toes down on the beliefs that you have, and on knowing that you are lovable even when you're vulnerable and you're sharing sensitive things. Everybody in this world has messed up. They can't sit there and point at you without having fingers point back at themselves. And if they are doing that, that may not be your kind of people. Okay, so I hope that you're encouraged to share who you are. That's really about being powerful. It's not dominating the conversation, but it is like remembering that, you know, your words, your thoughts, they matter too. Okay, build awareness about your interests. Let people see you. You know, sometimes we have that critical faculty that I already mentioned, and you know, we're not able to hear more than one thing, especially if you're getting your edges snatched. You're like, oh, okay, clutch my pearls. So last point that I want to share is I want you to really hone in on what it is that you deem powerful. Okay? And then once you're clear on that, it helps you to pinpoint your path and know that you're in the right direction and that you are clear on where it is that you are going. So once you have done that, also it's time for you to reflect back on all the opportunities where you had a chance to be that powerful version of you and then you didn't. And I want you to think even further back to when you originally made that agreement that being small was powerful. And I want you to write today's date on it, and I want you to dust your hands of that contract because you don't have to be that person any longer. You have fulfilled those terms of agreement. You know better. You have an opportunity to do better. So now you can write on it. Thank you. Bringing in Marie Kondo. Letting that piece of you go because it is no longer serving you in a healthy and positive way. Those are the tips that I have for you on really harnessing and stepping into your power as a woman who is introverted, shy, insecure, growing in your identity, becoming affirmed in who you are. Go back through those. They are meant to help you see and be well-rounded, so then that way when you're in that conversation, you're not just a pretty face. You're not just hiding behind being a good listener. You're comfortable with what you bring to the table so people can see you because you've got conversation points. You have, you know, that self-identity where you're secure in who you are because you love this, and this about you. And then think about being in those conversations with people and maybe they need whatever gift you have, but if you hadn't sat down and taken the time to have that be top of mind, you may be missing out on opportunities, and then shame will definitely rear its ugly little head up and be like, see, you missed that little opportunity there. Okay, so yes, all of this is interconnected and it's working for your good. I really love that title of the book, you know, Women Are Spaghetti, because all the things do be touching all the things. And yes, so I really enjoyed this conversation with you all. I want to know what struck the biggest nerve with you. What's the biggest point that you are going to like implement yesterday that you heard in today's video? Okay, and then of course, share this video with someone. I know there's something good in here for anyone who watches this video. Be sure to like, to comment, and subscribe because we are friends now. And yes, as you all know, until I see you next time, I love you guys. Bye.